Hello, this is F. Welcome to episode 27 of my Ottoman Empire campaign. Last episode, we consolidated Lwów and routed a Commonwealth force at Ostrau. With the Central Army momentum, we now look to besiege Breslau. After deliberation, General Damaat Aali orders a bold assault to take the city and secure our northern lines. If Breslau falls, the balance in the north shifts dramatically. Let's get into it. So the Central Army has moved up north to put additional pressure on Breslau, and we are consolidating our control over the region of Galicia and Podolia. Currently there is no additional threat to Ukraine, and we continue to maintain the region there. Within the Middle East, again, not much is happening. We are continuing to develop our regions and slowly look to try and set up a new army so that we can take out Isfahan. As we've pushed the empire borders out, the central regions have not had to deal with any significant enemy threats and continue to prosper and develop. So as long as we can push the economic development, that will increase our income, allowing us to further increase the number of armies we can field in this campaign. And again, the quicker we can upgrade our infrastructure and our buildings across the various key points in the empire. We continue to harass the territories of the Italian states, just disrupting their income streams. We are building up a small task force in Don Bosco just to eliminate that last of the Russian threats that we can see near our territory. Again, we harass the Italian states in the hope that they will look to find a favourable peace in the not too distant future, unless we become bold enough to actually take them out. I'm usually not one for taking out factions too early, as I do enjoy the diversity of factions, even though most of the European factions look pretty much identical. I like keeping factions around for as long as possible. And with the continuous raids on Ostrau, we can see that the income has dropped significantly. Let's besiege Breslau. Will they accept a surrender? Nope, they refuse to surrender, so we'll need to take them out promptly in the not too distant future. Let's see, we can build another madras there, so we can continue to build up these regions north of the Caucasus, and we'll look to engage that Russian force soon. I think we do need to look at potentially getting a cannon at some point. Yes, we're once again harassing the Italian states. The Western Army is bogged down and probably wasting its time. Perhaps we need to be more aggressive. And once again, Bavaria continues to be a thorn in our side, raiding left, right and centre. I need to get rid of this faction as soon as possible. I think we'll look to assault Breslau imminently. I think looking at their army, we've got 2 cannons, 5 line infantry, a regiment of horse for the general, 2 provincial cav, a pike infantry and then 2 filock citizenry for the Polish army. And the northern army led by General Damaat Aali, which I'm sure you're well acquainted with. We also have a single Prussian unit, provincial cavalry by the looks of it, that will be supporting us in this engagement, so hopefully the AI won't mess it up and they won't just run headlong straight for the fort. So again, just looking at the terrain, it's a grassy terrain with quite a lot of hills, so there is potential for cannon balls or cannon shots to be flying left, right and centre everywhere. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, and hopefully this means that we won't have our units being hit too precisely by the fort cannons. This also could prove problematic for our cannons should some of the terrain get in the way. But I'm hopeful that we'll be able to get the shots landing where they need to be. So we continue to manoeuvre our troops up. We are speeding up the time at this point just to get our units into position, and also moving our cavalry where we need them to be. It looks like the Prussians have engaged the fort and they are likely to disappear imminently. Oh my days, this is ridiculous. So we continue to fire all our cannons as necessary and continue to manoeuvre our forces. There is a unit of cannons, I think they're Sakers, just outside the enemy fort, and we are getting our Delhi horsemen into position to try and take them out. Let's continue to get our cannons firing. Well, look at that shot of the organ guns, brilliant. Devastating volley. Probably didn't kill anyone, but devastatingly impressive volley. Okay, we're moving up our cannons. I think these are horse artillery. They are going to come into play imminently and put pressure on the fort as well. So while our cannons are lining up. Oh, that's a good volley, but you literally overshot the wall, dude. Come on, you need to just aim for the wall. Oh my god. And we got some return fire from the enemy fort and some potential cavalry coming out. They might attempt to go for our cannons up front here, but we do have two janissaries protecting the cannons, or the organ guns I should say, as well as the grenadiers. Okay, we continue to make headway against the enemy fort, and again they overshooting. That's so crazy. The Sakers are not having much of an impact on our units at the moment. I think we need to try and take out this Saker unit, get the Delhi horsemen into play, and see if we can remove that threat. Okay, we're not moving our troops up just yet. I think let's take a look at the Delhi horsemen. Come on guys, come on, run into them. Come on, smash into the infidels. Yes, that's it. Take them out. There's not many men in the Sakers battalion, but yeah, take them out guys. So that's one less threat to face our men, especially when we launch the attack on the fort. And I think we need to just preempt any potential cavalry coming out. Just get our units ready to fire any potential cavalry. Okay, they've hit the wall. That's great. I think we'll move them back just to get them to safety while they reload their weapons. Okay, our Delhi horsemen are moving off and the cavalry are returning back into the fort. We'll try and get our cannon to continue pounding this right flank of the fort, and we can see another good volley from the organ guns, not really doing much damage to anyone as there are no troops on that side of the fort. So we'll continue to put pressure on the enemy. Hopefully if we do take down one of those walls, we'll be able to kill several hundred of the enemy soldiers and we wouldn't have any issues going forward. Looks like the enemy is still just manoeuvring their troops around. Cavalry coming out of the front gates. Look, is this a bold move by the cavalry? I think they're going to attempt to go for my organ guns. Are they really? Oh wait, they are moving forward. I think, yep, let's slow down time. Come on Grenadiers, this is your time. Ready, aim, and fire guys. Come on, fire. Send that volley off. Look at that. Several units taken out. They're still pushing forward. They're still pushing forward. Let's get the janissaries up. Come on, some more janissaries. Protect those cannons at all costs. Protect the cannons at all costs. And it looks like the wall's just been breached. Yep, the wall has just been breached. Hopefully we took down some units that would have been impressive to see the wall breach and all those units dying, but we've missed that while we're trying to protect the organ guns. Okay, it looks like the enemy cavalry have broken. We'll just maneuver our grenadiers in place in case they come back. But I think with the breach in the wall, we can probably look to move our troops forward. So troops will prepare for the assault. Let's just get our units moving down into the valley towards the enemy fort. We can now start the assault proper and really get stuck in. And I think with the cannons we will stop the cannon fire for now. Or let's move our units up just in case. And the organ guns continue to harass the enemy position. We'll see if we can get them into the centre of the fort and just try and whittle down some troops as much as possible. I must say we did lose 5 janissaries, grenadiers, but that was a little bit scary to begin with, seeing that bold cavalry charge out of the front of the fort direct for our organ guns. So I think the organ guns have stopped firing for now while we manoeuvre our troops. We will move all of our troops to the base of the fort. The idea, at least my current thinking, is to capture the top of the fort ramparts, and this will provide our infantry with covering fire as they aim to pick out enemy units in the main basin of the fort. This will make things a bit slow going over the coming battle, but at least we'll be able to offer our units some protection from enemy infantry fire when they're attempting to fire up from the base of the fort. So we'll get our cannons again active and ready to engage the enemy, but we'll continue to maneuver our forces down into the valley. So this will be a slow, methodical push to try and whittle down as many of the Polish-Lithuanian forces as we can while reducing our casualties. As I've said throughout most of the campaign, we are looking to maintain a casualty rate of no more than 10% of our forces, which is difficult at times, but hopefully in this battle we can try and achieve that as well. It's been a difficult thing to achieve in the last few battles, I must be honest, but as we maneuver our forces we should have some additional protection, and that should help us in this battle. And for any of you that have made it this far into the episode, once the Ottoman Empire campaign has completed, I will probably look to head back to an earlier time period, potentially looking at something in Rome 2, doing one of the Rome 2 factions, or potentially even go further back to Total War Troy. I was recently in Athens, so I had an amazing time and was surrounded by the history and grandeur of the Parthenon, so that has really inspired me to go back in time to look at somewhere either in ancient Greece or try and do a very ancient Bronze Age version of Greece and doing Troy Total War, but we'll see what happens. The primary goal is to focus on getting this campaign completed and making sure that the Ottoman Empire remains a glorious and vibrant empire and not the sick man of Europe. So, as you can see, our forces have maneuvered to the fort. We will be looking to get our units up onto the fort walls imminently, and then we can start engaging the enemy properly and trying to take out as many of their troops as possible. They are holding the breach, so we won't be sending our troops in. They do benefit from that additional morale boost, so I don't want to send our forces straight in a hand-to-hand combat, because we definitely will not survive. We will take immense casualties, that's for sure. We'll just maneuver some of our troops just to protect any potential points where the enemy could send troops to try and circumnavigate our forces and get behind our lines. But in lieu of that, we will be able to punish the enemy quite severely by capturing the fort walls. I think for now we have stopped our cannons. We do not want any additional friendly fire to be impacting our ability to be an effective force. What are you guys doing? Get back there. They're trying to go into the main fort. They're just going to be shot to pieces. I don't know what the hell they're thinking. Come on guys, don't go that way, don't go that way. Come on. No, you got to come back. Oh dear. So we'll get our forces up on the walls. I see some pike infantry are heading in our direction, and now they've decided to move away. There's some enemy cavalry just coming back into the fort. I don't know if they are the ones that were supposed to have fled. There might have been, but I wasn't tracking that. Okay, let's just move our forces up. Okay, you guys need to come on to the top of the fort. Come on guys. Oh, and sometimes trying to place the units on the fort walls is just horrendous. The unit pathing sometimes is not the best, as you probably know already. So let's just move our forces up. So we've captured another gate. We'll just move our forces up just in case enemies try to come out and sally. Okay, we've got some shots being fired. I don't think any of our men have been hit at this point. Come on guys, you need to hurry up. You need to keep moving. There is an enemy unit on the far wall, but hopefully they won't come and try and distract our units. So our men have begun to fire off the top of the wall, and they should be harassing the enemy quite effectively, and hopefully this means that we won't take too much casualties with that protection of the fort wall, and this will allow us to pick off the enemy units more effectively. And that's also hoping that none of the units run up any of the ramparts to attempt to push our men back. So we'll just realign our forces. Okay, I think that wall is quite damaged, so our forces don't look like they are forming the ability to fire back. So what is going on? Okay, they're moving down. Okay, we need to get our troops into position. Come on guys, hurry up. Alright, we continue to hear gunshots being exchanged, and our units are continuing to climb up the walls. Okay, let's see. I think we do need to take out the unit at the far end. It probably is firelock infantry, so we just need to keep an eye on them. Our units are continuing to do pot shots against the enemy line infantry and any other units that happen to be within the fort. I think the pike units are unable to climb up the fort wall, so they will be at a disadvantage being picked off by our Israelis, which is a bonus for us as long as they don't come out marching out of the fort to try and do hand-to-hand combat. Okay, our other units are starting to line up alongside the wall. I think, yeah, we'll just get them to take out the infantry at the back of the wall there. I just don't like their position. They'll probably start trying to take pot shots at our men. Okay guys, you need to form a proper line so you can start attacking the enemy from above. Okay, we've got our units attacking there, that's great. Bring our Delhi horsemen in. Continuing just to manoeuvre our men around as we start dwindling the enemy forces by attrition. Hopefully we don't run out of any ammunition. Some more cavalry coming back into the fort. I think we need to capture this gate as well. We've captured most of the gates now. We'll send our grenadiers in. Hopefully the grenadiers can take out any of the cavalry that might be near that gate. Okay, we still got continuous fire exchange between our forces and the Polish forces. Let's see, let's move our units there just in case the enemy decide to send their cavalry out. We do have our Delhi horsemen coming in, so we just need to speed up their process for them coming back to play. Okay, I think the unit of Israelis will try and maneuver behind those units. We're still doing exchange of fire, so we're keeping everyone busy. No one is currently maneuvering out to attack us. And again, another unit just not playing ball. Come on guys, you need to form a proper line so you can attack the enemy effectively. Okay, we'll get you guys up on the wall to come behind this unit. I think they're firelock infantry perhaps, or maybe a small battalion of line infantry, I'm not sure. Oh, come on guys, stop maneuvering out of position. You need to get stuck in. The enemy could just send troops straight out of that gate and then we got problems. And that's the other assumption. I'm assuming that now that we've controlled the gates, they won't be sending anyone out those gates. And it looks like the grenadiers are not lining up either, so they're not going to be taking any pot shots at anyone anytime soon. The enemy cavalry is on the move. I wonder if they're going to be coming out. Okay, need to get you guys ready. Guys, form a square. Come on, form a square. The enemy cavalry look like they attempted to come out. Okay, they got the square up. Whoa, point blank range, lead to the face. Those cavalry did not see that coming. Okay, so that will keep the cavalry busy. We got our units into square formation and the enemy general is dead. Perfect. We'll just wait for those cavalry to dissipate and be dwindled down, and then we'll take them out of square formation. The enemy have routed from this back corner of the fort, so we do have a good position now where we control pretty much the whole of the upper level of the fort. We'll take our units out of square formation. I think we don't need them in square formation any longer. The cavalry battalion has pretty much been dwindled down, and should any more cavalry come out, our men should be able to handle taking them out with the gunfire. Let's move them out so we don't get too much friendly fire. So we'll have effectively 3 units covering the gates, or the entranceway I should say, of the breach in the wall, and that cavalry is routing. Our men might be able to take out some of those units. So it looks like we just have the line infantry left within the fort itself. I think let's start moving. Are we going to start moving? Let's start moving our men down to the lower levels. We need to try and capture this and end the battle as swiftly as we can. A large chunk of the Polish forces have been dwindled down now, so I think we should be able to stand a better chance engaging them on the lower levels. Okay, that force has lost a few men, but we'll get them down and get them into combat as promptly as we can. What were you guys doing? Firing at the wall? Oh yes, this is the Delhi Horsemen. We are attempting to take down a fort wall with gunfire. We've got to keep an eye on them. They're trying to attack the units through the wall. What a joke. Okay, what's happening here? The Polish are moving some troops up to the breach. The fire does sound pretty cool. Our units are returning fire, and it looks like they're going to stop there and just hold that breach. And yeah, they're just going to attempt to take out our units as much as they can. So hopefully that won't cause us too many issues. We're not going to attack them just yet. We're just trying to line up our forces on the lower levels just so we can try and capture this fort now. And again, once this fort's captured, we will have the city of Breslau, which apparently is modern day Warklaw. I think that's how you pronounce it, so I butchered it, I know, but I think that's the pronunciation. Okay, so our troops have moved down to low levels, and I can see some Polish forces are now moving back. There is the pike infantry as well. Some pot shots have been fired. I think this is going to be a massive melee brawl. We're sending our some janissaries in, so our sword units, and I think yeah, we don't have time to just fire at the units. Just go in, guys, come on. Just go in. Just take them out in a massive brawl. Hand-to-hand combat. You guys have got this. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, guys. Okay, so that's the majority of the Polish force we're now engaging in. Or we're engaging with, so we'll just start sending our troops down to the lower levels. Just get them into position. And I think that's all we need to do for now. So our forces are engaging in the melee combat. Let's move our grenadiers in. I think I might want to try something cheeky. So we've got our grenadiers into play. Let's see if we can fire some grenades off. Come on, guys. Let's launch those grenades. Get ready. Where are you guys going? Come on, you need to get into position, guys. Come on, let's launch the grenades, and maybe that will help cripple the Polish. Well, look at that go. Look at those grenades. Whoa, that's pretty cool. It's not something you see very often. That took out a good chunk of enemy units, and hopefully we didn't get too many friendly fire, or too much friendly fire from that cheeky little maneuver. And it looks like, yep, we are taking out most of the enemy forces now. They're all pretty much dwindled down significantly. I think we're still potentially getting some additional friendly fire, which we need to definitely keep an eye on. But yeah, the Polish forces are now routing en masse, so that's good. So now with them all routing, we should be able to handle this promptly. We'll just continue the battle for now and see if we can just take out as many troops as possible, because again, the more we take out, we're getting that additional experience boost for our units, as well as making sure that there are no enemy forces left for another siege assault, or alternatively for them to try and escape. Got our Delhi horsemen coming in. We'll send them around just in case anyone attempts to flee from that gate. And nope, we've kept them there. Nope, yep, that's it. We're not moving them at all, it looks like, so that's fine. Oh yes, there they were taking out the last of the units. So that was a decisive battle. So let's review the battle stats then for this engagement. So we have the Prussians included in our overall battle stats, but looking at this, we had 169 men were killed and 52 were killed due to friendly fire. We've lost a total of around 9.67% of our forces, so slightly below the 10% target, which is amazing considering the size of the engagement. The Polish forces, we killed 1,088 men, and they had about 44 die due to friendly fire or desertion. So for every Ottoman soldier killed, we took around 6 Commonwealth soldiers with us. However, we did start the engagement with 1,152 more men than our enemy forces. So overall, I think it was a good engagement. What I am thinking at the moment is to gift the territory to the Prussians. That way they'll have 4 regions that should keep them in the war with Poland, Lithuania for a little bit longer. They could become a future threat, but we don't know that at this time. So I think it was a good move to give them this territory and just show that alliance and friendship is paying off. What are your comments? What are your thoughts on this move? Do you think I should have kept the territory myself? Again, we are looking to only target a few territories for this campaign to meet the campaign objectives, and we can also see that Sweden has offered us military alliance, so we will definitely be taking that military alliance just to put that additional pressure on the Russians and maintain that pressure on Courland and the Polish Commonwealth. We'll end the video here. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments. Do you think it was a good move to gift the territory to the Prussians? Let me know. I look forward to your comments. This is F signing out. Goodbye.